You're not bad with money. I know it feels that way. I know because I spent years believing I was just fundamentally broken. The kind of person who couldn't handle a simple budget, while apparently everyone else had it figured out. $87,000 in debt, maxed credit cards, unopened statements stuffed in a drawer because looking at them made me feel physically sick. And the wild part? The thing that finally worked wasn't a better spreadsheet. It wasn't discipline. It wasn't finally getting serious. It was realizing that every budget I'd ever tried was designed to fail, and then replacing all of it with one number and zero daily decisions. Let me show you why the math was rigged from the start. If you've tried budgeting and it keeps not working, a lot of the time it's not because you're lazy. It's because the math you were handed was built for a different life. Take the famous 50-30-20 rule. It came out in 2005 from Elizabeth Warren, a Harvard bankruptcy expert. Solid idea, back when needs didn't already eat your whole paycheck. Today, just the average basics are brutal. Housing, 33.4%. Transportation, 17%. Food, 12.9%. That's 63.3% in needs before kids, insurance, medical stuff, or extra debt payments. Quick example. You bring home $5,000. Rent and utilities are $2,800. That's 56% on housing alone. The 50-30-20 rule is dead before you buy groceries. And it's not rare. 49% of renters are cost-burdened, paying over 30% just to live indoors. Add childcare, and parents average about 24% of income there too. And even if you somehow fit the rule, trap number 2 is minimum payments. Put $10,000 on a card at 24% APR and pay only the minimum, about 29.5 years, and roughly $19,332 in interest. Another real example, a $6,270 balance, $86 minimum, 38 years, $33,806 in interest. Average card APR is around 21% right now, historically high. So yeah, I'm paying every month doesn't mean I'm getting ahead. Early on, you're mostly just buying interest. And here's the part nobody wants to talk about. The biggest problem usually isn't that you don't know the right tip. It's avoidance. Debt turns into shame. Shame sounds like, I'm just bad with money. And when you believe that, you stop looking. You don't open the app. You don't check the balance. You tell yourself you'll deal with it next week. Next week becomes never. And then it's late fees, overdrafts, interest, random chaos, and, surprise, more debt. There was a study with 9,110 people that basically found shame makes you withdraw and make worse decisions even more than plain old guilt. Guilt says, I did something dumb. Shame says, I am dumb. That difference matters. And you're not alone. 44% of people avoid checking accounts because it stresses them out. 42% avoid it because they're scared. If you're really stressed, it jumps to 66%. I did this. I shoved my credit card statements into a drawer for months. Literal stack of unopened white envelopes. That wasn't a budget problem. That was an emotional short circuit. Here's another thing nobody tells you. Your budget doesn't get tested at 9 a.m. It gets tested at 9 p.m. Because all day long you're making decisions. Work stuff, errands, texts, traffic. What's for dinner? Do we need toilet paper? Did I pay that bill? By the time night hits, your brain is cooked. That's decision fatigue, and it's expensive. There's research showing your price sensitivity drops about 0.5% per hour as the day goes on. So you literally get less careful with money the later it gets. Not because you're weak, because you're tired. And if your budget feels like a crash diet, super strict, zero fun, you get the same rebound. I've been good. I deserve this. That's revenge spending. I did this constantly in my logistics days. Long shift, responsible all day. Then I'd drop like $80 on takeout and some random Amazon gadget I can't even explain. The more complex and daily your budget is, the more you feed this exact problem. Here's the weird part nobody tells you. Budgeting apps can actually make you spend more. There are studies showing overspending goes up by as much as 26.7% when people track closely. And honestly, I get it. Because the app turns money into a little video game. You open it up and it goes, "Good news, Jim. You still have $73 left in dining out." And my brain hears, "Cool, free money. Let's turn that into tacos." Especially near the end of the month when you're tired and you see a category with anything left in it, it feels like permission. Like you're failing if you don't use it. And the more categories you have, the more you check. The more you check, the more decisions you make. And the more chances you give yourself to negotiate. It's fine, I'll move $20 from groceries. That's not budgeting. That's me arguing with myself in HD. Quick question for you. Have you ever downloaded a budgeting app, used it for like 2 weeks, and then it just disappeared from your life? Or are you one of the rare people it actually works for? Tell me in the comments. I'm genuinely curious. Here's the weird part. You don't need a perfect budget. You need one number. Your monthly debt kill transfer. The extra you pay on top of the minimum. Tracking every latte is optional. Paying down high-interest debt first is not optional. Because that interest rate is basically a guaranteed negative return, and it does not care about your intentions. So here's how to pick the number without turning your life into an Excel hostage situation. Step 1. Your minimum payments are set, non-negotiable. Those are the keep the lights on payments. Step 2. Pick a fixed extra amount that's actually realistic. Even $50 or $100 counts. Small and consistent beats, "I'll do $700 when I feel motivated." Step 3. That extra number becomes your scoreboard. Not whether you nailed 14 categories perfectly. Sarah still makes fun of me for my budget spreadsheet with 14 tabs. She's right. The only number that really mattered back then was $847 a month. Every month. No discussion. That's when my debt started dying. Here's the shift that actually changed everything for me. I stopped trying to become disciplined, and I started building a system that didn't need my discipline. Because humans don't do what's best, we do what's default. That's why when companies auto-enroll people into a 401k, participation jumps from 39% to 85%. Same people, same paychecks, different default. And it works with debt too. People who automate saving, meaning it happens before they see what's left, end up saving about 13% more per year. Not because they're better, because the decision is gone. So here's the setup. On payday, that one extra debt number gets auto-transferred immediately. Then you run a simple firewall. One account for bills, one for spending. So one bad Tuesday doesn't wreck rent. And set auto-pay for minimums so you never miss them, ever. You're removing shame from the process. And the punchline? More financial education barely moves behavior. A meta-analysis of 201 studies found it explains about 0.1% of the variation. Systems beat knowledge. And hey, if this helped, or you know someone who's been fighting budgets for years, a like and subscribe helps this find the people who need it. No pressure. Alright, last part. Here's the reframe I wish someone had drilled into my head sooner. You're not bad with money. Your plan just required daily perfection from a human being. And humans don't do that. Especially tired humans with a phone and a "you deserve it" button. So do this in 3 moves. Today, pick your one number, your monthly extra debt kill transfer. Not a fantasy number, a real one you can repeat. Tomorrow, automate it. Make it happen on payday before your brain gets a vote. This week, celebrate the first visible win, even if it's small. Progress you can see beats motivation you can't. Because the most adult money move isn't tracking every latte. It's removing decisions so you stop negotiating with yourself every night. My wake-up call was stupidly simple. I couldn't afford a plane ticket home for my mom's birthday. That's when I knew it couldn't be someday. It had to be a system. And once the debt started dropping without a fight, budgeting became optional, not survival.